discussion, conversation on the issue of exchange of votes. And it happens is a tradition in FIFA. If I want to vote for you, if you want my vote, for us to give you a bid, right to host any major competition, there's a need for us to discuss something, and it happens across the world. That is the tradition in FIFA. It's also a tradition in CAF. It happened, but the only side, that became an anomaly was the undercover reporters, trying to, do a mix-up. They criminally edited the tape, and FIFA on their own, just to show the UK bid committee that that they were going to hammer somebody. They hammered, Dr. Amos Adamu, but everything, what has happened. 3 years has gone by, and he's back on the pole now. But he has made it very clear. Patrick, my colleague here, just said it now, and he's also sounding it very clear and loud to everybody who cares to listen. That is now rushing back to football.
No, he's not rushing back, or is do you see him contest in the future? Is he going to contest?
Well, for now, there's no vacancy in CAF. There's no vacancy in FIFA.
No, I think the decision to contest or not to contest is his. He said he wants to be in sports business.
Yes.
And if at a future time he finds it necessary to get involved, he has served the ban, and there are so many people in FIFA and CAF that have served ban, and they have also come back.
Yes.
That is the sector, the way it is. So we don't single Adamu out for discussion as such.
No. We are talking about because Adamu is our own. That's the issue.
We agree.
Whether you like it or not, Adamu is a factor. It has been a factor.
If you want to situate this in with what happened in 2002,
yes.
If you remember the guy from Oceania,
yes.
He didn't want to vote for South Africa. He didn't collect money from anybody. He said, I'm abstaining because he doesn't want to offend his federation, but he doesn't want to give his vote to South Africa.
There were clearly issues of ethics. There were clearly issues of ethics that tended to be compromised. You understand? But we must also point out that part of the bidding requirement is that you must prove that you give international support for football development.
Yes.
So Australia even gave that kind of support to the Caribbeans. Gave money for them to build, maybe AstroTurf and so on. But the problem is, we find officials of FIFA now take advantage of that to say, okay, they either want to be the contractor for the project or they want to handle it personally.
They want the personal benefits.
So that's what the
All right. Okay, it is now unfolding, and let us see how the man who strode as a colossus in Nigerian sport, he is back, they say. And is it better for Nigerian sport? Okay, the lines are open. We'll be hearing you. Then we move on. I want to look at this ban, but I don't know. One is a criminal thing. The other is bringing the game into disrepute. The issue of Taiwo Ogunjobi. Do we discuss? Is it possible to look? I think that is a legal thing.
Yeah, we can look at it.
Okay, how do you see the ban? How do you see the 10 years ban for Taiwo Ogunjobi?
It's outrageous. It's out of place. I don't see any reason why a person like a former Secretary General of the Nigerian Football Federation is given a 10-year ban. I don't know what they're actually driving at. Possibly, some are saying even Ogunjobi is looking at
They said he wants to contest.
He's looking at the fact that they want to cut me short. I want to contest for the NFF presidency next year, and they want to cut me short. But if you look at it properly, and if you check the documentation, from CAF to ASEC and stuff like that. So Ogunjobi, made mistakes. He made mistakes along the line, but that has been, the deed has been done, as I said earlier on. But not to warrant a 10-year ban. You can ban him 1 year, 2 years and stuff like that, but not 10. Not 10.
All right, before you come, we have Tunde on the line. Hello, Tunde.
Hey, hi. How are you?
Fine.
Yeah, I was wonderful hearing you guys discussing about Nigeria sports and international sports. I'm particularly interested in the cases stuff. Just like O'Reilly said, it's unfortunate, and at the time you are discussing Adam also, we never had those bright people who can, influence such decisions. And it was very glaring. And Akeshi deserves a place, even if he's going to at least lose in the first round of vote. You understand? So I think Adamus thought, well, fortunate that what he did happened. Let's look at the future and see. Maybe before he leaves football administration, he might also look at how he's going to groom somebody who's going to represent Nigeria at international level.
All right, thank you, Tunde. You were saying something on this particular issue, on the Taiwo Gunjobi issue.
Well, like Dapo pointed out, I think that there were issues, because again, we have to look at the player concerned. Kayode Olarinwaju complained publicly that Ogunjobi was hampering his transfer, and that he has served his term with ASEC and he needed to move on as a free agent. And the process was being constrained, and the boy was getting frustrated, and he wanted to he came to Heartland and was seeing if Heartland can give him ITC, but they refused to give him ITC. ASEC refused to release his ITC. I am also aware that the Secretary General of the FA and maybe the Chris Green, the Committee of Technical Chairman, also approached Ogunjobi, to see if there's something that can be done so that the boy can get his transfer out of ASEC. And they didn't work out a deal until FIFA ruled and said the boy could get his transfer from Heartland and go, And the FA honestly didn't like what happened. The career of the player was, on the line.
Let me just quote you, sorry. Hello.
Hello.
Innocent on the line. Hello, Innocent.
Innocent, please.
Yeah, go on. All right, go on.
The issue of this question, you know that our journalists, sport journalists or any other journalists in this country, they are the ones killing this country. If you go around the world, just like we travel here and there, you will see how journalists promote their country. You see what our brother has done to make it now, as Uganda have made it. It is just their press. The press in this country, they are the ones bringing this country. When that our nation cup was going on, some of the press have already written their own letter of disengagement from Keshi, but God proved them wrong. What you have to understand that people are reading, people are watching us. People read what on something on the newspaper, and that is what they will use tomorrow to judge. Now we are not happy that they did not take Keshi. They did not take Keshi. What you report now, after I'm standing and watching you, the whole world is watching you, the whole world is seeing you. And nobody, all your press in this country, politically, thought otherwise, they are not promoting this country. You will think that this country does not belong to us. That Ghana or whatever this or that is so by bringing somebody down, they bring the right. In fact, our sports press have already sacked when that match was good, when that mission cup was. It's God that put him there, proved them wrong, and he cleared the cup. And at the end of the day, shows to them today. And this is what our press are doing, politically and
all right, thank you. Thank you, Innocent.
Please, I'd like to say something here, because again, sports journalists are always called, sports journalists. But I know that every football fan in Nigeria, will not even tune in to watch Enimba. They're all talking about Arsenal and talking about whatever, Man United, Chelsea. They know that we have clubs in this country. They don't even bother. They don't wear their jerseys. They don't patronize them, so to speak. But we must look at some of the parameters that FIFA considers when they are choosing this player or coach of the year and all that. Your influence in your total influence in the world of football, matters. Of course, trophies matters. But if you look at the profile of Arsenal, for instance, because you're taking Wenger as a case,
yes,
you look at their fan base all over the world. How have they been able to influence football? How have they been able to influence the enjoyment of the game? People in Africa, people in Asia, they celebrate football through Arsenal. And so Wenger has been able to raise a huge fan base for football and the enjoyment of the game. Even when Arsenal doesn't win, you still celebrate Ozil, you want to celebrate. I'm just saying that that is part of the parameters.
Fred, we'll look at that, but to me, I do believe that it is trophies that win. I mean, we've gone through this a long time ago.
I'm saying that there are parameters, not just one.
I know.
Keshi has won the Nations Cup 2013.
Yeah, Keshi has won the Nations Cup, and then Keshi had the effect of qualifying Nigeria for the World Cup, and I believe that there is no greater achievement. You can't compare that to a coach that has not won anything. All right, we have
Arsenal. You cannot say.
All right, we have Nicholas. We have Nicholas on the line, Fred. Hello, Nicholas.
Yes, I would want to say that we should stop encouraging deviousness in our country.
Okay.
Can somebody is caught for unwholesome practices he's one of our own. Let's protect him. He's not the only one stealing. They are with chanting